All right, y'all, vamos. So my notes are like down there and I don't want to pick it up because I don't want to take the thing out of focus. So that's why I'm like, oh, let me look down. So I think this will probably be like the first time I acknowledge on the channel that I was homeless for 2 weeks. Yes, I was. So really quickly, I was homeless for about 2 weeks. And when I say homeless, I mean for 2 weeks, about 2 weeks, I did not have a legal address. So I was in communication with like a ton of organizations, and in one of the videos that's going in this series or whatever it'll be, I will acknowledge all of that. But yes, and all of the conversations that I had with these people, I had to keep telling them I don't have an address. Like I don't have a street address. I don't have a mailing address. And that was sort of me having to relive or admit and acknowledge over and over again that I was homeless. So yes, I just wanted to get that out of the way because if you can tell by the title, that's what I'm going to be talking about for this video and for the videos that come after it, so that I don't have one long ass video about whatever. So for this moment, I would like to just address like the first day. So I became homeless technically, whatever. I hate to like put quotes around it, but I know that like we in this country seem to think of homelessness as something that only exists on the street, but people are facing homelessness every day. And some of like I was in a situation where I was facing homelessness for about 3 weeks and then or 3 months, and then I became homeless. So it's like homelessness is not just like when you walk past someone on the street and then it's like, oh, they're like, spare me some change. It's like, no, people who are living in shelters, people who don't have any secure and stable housing and foundation, those people are homeless people. So part of the reason that I'm even like putting this experience that I just had out there is because I think it just adds to the conversation. It's one more perspective or one more testimony to consider when you walk past somebody on the street, or when someone tells you they are less fortunate or they are in need. Like, it doesn't just look like one thing, first of all. So second of all, it was July 1st. I woke up on this day with I would say like a really heavy feeling in my heart because I was really concerned. I didn't know where I was going. I was just like, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to just sit in the house, because at this point I knew I was homeless. Like, I knew that I didn't have anywhere to go. All of the searching and contacting that I had done starting from April 1st, I'm not going to say it was for nothing, but I just didn't get where I hoped to be, which was in a secure home, you know, like with a foundation, with a place to call my own, with support, you know, with the ability to meet my basic needs. Like, I was just very far from that goal. So I decided to call in and go into work. I initially took this day off because I knew that I was gonna need to either move myself into a place or figure out where I was going. So I ended up going into work, or no, let me backtrack, because the first thing that happened is kind of important. So it was probably around 9 something in the morning. Let me actually grab my phone, because I think it's important to have the receipts, you know. Yes, so it was 9:57 in the morning when I left my house to go into work. I called an Uber, and this woman picked me up in a Toyota. She picked me up in a small car. When I walked outside the house, I saw Outlet's dad. He was standing by oops, I didn't mean to say the car that he drives. When I walked outside, I saw Outlet's dad, and he was standing by his vehicle, or actually he was approaching the vehicle. Obviously at some point he saw me get into the car that was waiting in front of his. And then I remember when I got into the car, I was just like, I hope that this man does not follow me. Like, I hope he doesn't do something like creepy like that, you know? And lo and behold, we are driving down the street he lives on. We were driving down the street for quite some time. And I have the map that the ride share that I took, they send, you know, Uber will send you a map. Lyft will probably send you a map too. I have the map of that trip. We drive down the street the whole time and he's behind me the whole time. I just don't know until we get to a certain street that we turn on because I'm about to get dropped off. So she turns on the street, and then out of the corner of my eye, I see that there is a vehicle really close to hers. So I turn around like, what is going on? I turn around like, who is this close to the vehicle? And lo and behold, it's Owlet's dad driving oddly close to her car. So I say out loud, oh my God, I cannot believe this man is following me. And she's like, oh my God, like, I'm so scared. She was like, what should I do? Like, do you want me to try to lose him? And I said, girl, keep driving. Like, keep on driving. And if you look at the map, you could see we turned down the street, right? And where I was originally gonna get dropped off, she just started swerving because like I said, I threw her off. When she swerved, that's when I think he realized that we realized he was behind us, or yeah, that he was behind us. So then he decided to turn left and he started going up back in the direction of his house, and we just kept going straight and like whatever to get to lose him. So that is an important detail because of the fact that later on, I text him and I tell him, like, I know that you follow me, basically. And he was just like, oh, like, I didn't follow you. If we happen to be going the same way for a certain amount of time, that hardly constitutes me following you. And I'm just like, listen, you can use whatever legal terminology that you want to lose. I'm not a dumbass. I know the good and hell well, very, very well, you are following me. I know that you were trying to intimidate me, and I'm sure this is a tactic that you've used a lot in your line of work. But what you will not do is harass me, especially when I'm already leaving. Like, again, this irritates me so much because I experienced the same thing with my TLG. It's like, I'm leaving. I'm getting out of your hair. Why do you want to bother me? Why do you want to bother me? What did you hope to gain by following me? What are you following me for? So you was about to see where I get dropped off, and then what the fuck were you gonna do? Like, that's what I don't understand. You got to think about the shit that you decide to do. You know, like, you just showed your ass for no damn reason at all. So you follow me, and then what? He's like, oh, I was just going to the lake. Oh, really? So you were going to the lake. Is that why you went towards the direction of the lake for about 5, 6, 7, whatever blocks? And then when I realized you're going in the same direction as me, you want to turn around and start going in the direction of your house? Tell me, what lake is in the direction of your house? So anywho, after we just start driving and whatever, trying to lose him, I tell her to drop me off. I tell her to drop me off at my job and I go to work. That was July 1st. That was the beginning of my day, the day that I became homeless. So I don't remember if I stayed at work for the whole day or if I left early, but you know, I'm guessing that I stayed for the whole day. At some point during my shift, I spoke to my therapist that I was seeing at the time, and I told her what was going on, and you know, she told me that she would stay like 30 minutes to an hour longer so that I could go in and see her for like an emergency meeting. Excuse me. So I see her briefly, and she tells me about a homeless shelter she has referred many people to, and it's a homeless shelter for women. So I'm sitting outside of the clinic and I'm just like, yeah, I think I gotta like just get ready to go to this shelter. So I start like kind of trying to imagine where the shelter is and like what it will be like. I know someone who did go live in a shelter for some time. I cannot recall ever being in a shelter. Like, so I was just trying to like I guess psych myself into thinking that I would be okay there, because that started to sound like my only option, you know. And then somebody that works at the place that I was working at tells me that they see Outlet's dad walking around in the store. So let me tell you something. I worked at a retail store, a hand-me-down secondhand retail store. If there's anything I know about outlets, that is that this is not a hand-me-down retail type of person. At least that's not what I ever saw. This is someone who has the luxury of being able to go get himself something when he needs it, or at least that's how it seemed to me. So, and also I worked at this store for about 8 months or so. Never did I ever go to the store with him. Never did I ever see him in the store. Never did he ever say anything about, oh, I'm about to go to your store today, like, you know, give me a discount or whatever. So to find out that the day that I'm missing, or the day that I'm leaving, you are suddenly walking around in the store again, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you walking around the place that I work at looking around for me? What are you doing? That's my thing. Like, I just don't understand. What are you hoping to accomplish with this shit? It's just weird. And personally, I do think that it's invasive, because who asked you to show up at my place of work? Why would you do that? So you say you bump into me, you know, fixing the racks or something like that. Then what's the next step? You're going to actually try to have a conversation with me about my living arrangement while I'm at my place of work? Again, I just don't understand it. But that just shows me, or that to me, that is the behavior of somebody who is not thinking rationally, somebody who is just, I don't know, because I don't know. But I'm sitting outside the clinic, just circling back, you know. I'm sitting outside the clinic, and then my friend shows up. My friend was like, you're not going to no damn shelter. You're not going to no shelter. My friend gave me money and was like, yeah, like, this is not happening. Go get yourself a hotel room or something like that. You're not going to a damn shelter. We will figure something out, but this is not happening right now. What had already happened in the moment that I'm sitting there, like, finding out that Aula's dad was checking for me or whatever, is I had contacted another friend, and I told this friend, who I knew was passing through the town that I resided in. I asked this person, like, do you think your mother or whoever's driving the car that you're in will scoop me up and drop me off at this homeless shelter that is nearby? And this person was just like, no, I don't know why you need to go to a shelter, but no. Long story short, this person asked her mother and was like, yeah, we're gonna have you stay with us until we can figure something out for you, or you could figure something out for yourself. I don't want you in a shelter, even if it's just for one night. That's not happening. So long story short, I ended up getting picked up by this friend and going to stay with her on the south side. So on my end, there wasn't very much that happened on the first day. Like I said, I knew that this was going to be the day that I would be homeless, because of the fact that I could not get help, or just anyone who would, like, work with me, work with my situation, and, like, just give me a place to stay. So I guess, like, had anticipated this being like a really, really rough day for me, but this was honestly just the beginning. As for, like, Outlet's dad throughout the day, because I will say this, while I was able to go stay with my friend on the south side, my belongings were still sitting in the hallway outside of the room that I had in the basement. So they were out of anybody's way. However, it was still on his property. So that was going to be an issue for him. When it comes to our list, he did message me throughout the day, which, you know, was interesting. It's like, so you follow me and then you send me messages, like, talking about some good morning. But let's go to the messages. He says to me, good morning. Just checking your progress. As you know, I plan to have someone in at 12:30 today, and can you give me a realistic time frame? Also, can you please be sure to clean up and remove any trash or debris? If you can give me a time I can rely upon, it would be appreciated. He then goes on to say, because I was at 11:41, right? I'm at work. Nor do I want to talk to you. That's the thing. Like, I don't trust you. I don't have respect for you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm only communicating with you at this point because my shit is on your property and I have to. But I don't have an answer for him at this point. And I think, like subconsciously it had been affecting me that I was homeless, that I literally had no idea what I was gonna do and how long this period of just not knowing where I was gonna stay and not knowing like where my resources were gonna come from, like that was hitting me all throughout the day. Because while I'm at work, best to believe I'm on the phone with people in and out of the break room. I'm texting people to figure out who can help me, you know, get my stuff out. It was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. It was a lot to go through. And this is not somebody that is a part of facilitating, you know, the resolution. This is not someone who's a part of the solution. So I don't have anything to say to you. Honestly, I really don't. He texted me at 2 something in the afternoon and he's like, a simple answer would be greatly appreciated. And then I said to him like an hour after that, I said, okay, I can notify you when my things are out. He said, can you give me a time frame, please, so other things can be planned? Why is that an unreasonable question? Who said it was unreasonable? I said one sentence to you, okay, I will notify you when my things are out. Who said it's unreasonable? I said my time frame is today, July 1st. This evening, my things will be gone. At this point, no, they know they won't. My things will not be gone by this evening. However, I was hoping on that. I was communicating with people, hoping that would be the case. But of course, nothing went according to plan. And that's what I ultimately had to tell him. He said to me, I guess I'm being unreasonable to ask. Thanks for the update. I appreciate it and you throwing any garbage out in the alley. So when people text me passive aggressive shit, my usual go-to is no response, because we're not having a conversation. When you say something like, oh, well, thank you for doing things that you actually didn't do, what are you really thanking me for? Like, what's the point in texting me anything at all? I don't get that. And then at 8 o'clock, like, mind you, everything I've wanted to say to this person, I'm not saying in the messages since fucking April 1st. I'm not saying anything to this person at all that I actually want to say. So I am irritated as hell, especially with the passive aggressive shit. I'm like, if you don't quit it, bro. I said to him, okay, I didn't say that. As for my things, I moved them out of the room so they aren't in the way. As of today, I am homeless and don't have anywhere to put the boxes. I'll let you know when I can have them removed as soon as possible. That's when he starts to, and that was at 8:06 in the evening. So at this point, when I texted him, I was sitting in my friend's mom's car on the way to the south side. That's why I felt comfortable letting him know that this was the best that I could do for today. It's because, well, I already know the day is over. I'm heading to the south side. I'm not trekking all the way back over here. You know, at this point, it's a wrap with a bow on top, sir. So I tell him, like, I will let you know when I can get my stuff out. He sends me a bunch of messages, and this is when I was like, all right, enough is enough. He said to me, do you think it makes sense that this is the first time I am hearing about any of this? I have asked you if you had a place. I have asked you if you needed help moving, and I have told you what I had planned, all well in advance of 8:14 p.m. on the 1st. You told me you had a place and that you had things set up for your move. I did not say I had things set up for my move. I told him I had a place to stay. That means my friends are not going to let me sleep on the fucking concrete. That's what that meant. That was my understanding whenever I texted him. Maybe that was like May or June, maybe that was April actually. But I never told him that I had a move set up for my things, because that's not true. I never had like a concrete plan for my stuff. The plan was to find a place to stay, and every time I came close, it was, oh, nope, you don't have this. Oh, nope, you don't have that. And I'll go into that in the other videos. He then says to me, at the very least, please go through and remove the last of your stuff and put it in the hall and take a few minutes to clean up and throw trash away. Never mind. And then he says, can you go through the rest of the room today and clear the rest out? There are miscellaneous items, bedding, books, etc. There are dishes and silverware and trash that need addressing. There is food in the fridge. can that be done today? And then I can go in the room to remove the remaining items. And again, no reply. So those earlier messages were like 8:30, 8 whatever. And then he says, and again, no reply at like 9:01 or 9:05. So let's just like do a quick breakdown, right? So in the first message, when he's like, do you think that it makes sense? That was him exploding. I think what had happened was he didn't anticipate that I would be homeless on the first, which is interesting to me because he knew more than anybody else that I was working at a bum-ass retail job and that I was not making enough money to go move anywhere. He knew that I was in the process of establishing credit, because when I moved into his house, there was issues with my credit score. There was all these issues with my identity and stuff, which he knew about because I told him about that. He's the one who told me to get a card and start building my credit. So he tells me, just taking a moment. Okay, I'm done. I think that person is done making noise. So in his initial message, it's clear to me that he's exploding. He's reacting to hearing that I'm in a disadvantaged position, and well, he probably is feeling some type of responsibility or some type of guilt for that, and that's why he's wondering if, or that's why he's saying, why are you just now telling me that this is your situation? Like, he obviously was caught off guard. And I will address that in a moment. The second message, when he tells me to, at the very least, go through and like go through my things, again, it's like, I just told you that I am homeless. I just told you that I need to figure out where I'm going to put my stuff. Why do you think I care about any trash or debris that was left behind? Obviously, that wasn't a part of the plan. When he says that there was trash and debris, I have pictures of what the place looked like before I left. This debris he speaks of, whatever little bits of whatever, is not that serious to the point where he's like, at the very least, please come pick up all this stuff, as if anybody is sleeping there, as if, you know, it's not urgent. It's not. And for you to text me when I just told you that I'm homeless, again, where is your humanity? I'm just like, I don't understand that. I tell you I am homeless and you're thinking about a Target bag. It was a Target bag full of trash, a black bag full of clothes for the Goodwill. It was a cubic storage organizer that had books in it. There was some dishes in the microwave that had some crust on it or whatever. No, either way, none of that is bothering anybody except for you, because you want to pick a bone with me about any and everything because nothing is going according to the way you had things planned. Well, join the fucking club, bro. And then with the last message, I think what he was hoping for is that I would read the message and be like, oh, okay, I'm on my way to come pick up the stuff. And then I think he thought we would have a conversation, or, you know, we would come to some sort of resolution so that I wasn't literally out on the street. I honestly think that it took him off guard to find out that I was literally homeless. I think he just truly did not anticipate that. But the reason I kept him kept him in the dark throughout all of this is because, as I stated multiple times in multiple videos, I didn't trust him. The way that, you know, when he showed his ass to me on April 1st, when he yelled at me, screamed at me on the phone about using his resources, about using his laundry pods. After everything I have done for this man, I have done your taxes for you. I have slaved away in your garden. I have slaved away in your house. I have taken care of your house. I have cleaned your house up and down for your guests and for you and for your children. I'm not even upstairs using the kitchen. I've cleaned it several times, cleaned the back porch several times, done all this shit that he didn't even need to ask me to do, on top of the shit that he was asking me to do. I do all of this for you. I bend over backwards for you. And then you have the nerve to cuss me out and kick me out of your house over laundry pods, over the fact that I did not stay at the house and do your tasks for you for the entire time that you anticipated I would, even though I did everything that you asked me to do. Like, it's like, I don't know how to please you, sir. I don't think there is any pleasing you, sir. So when you ask me, why are you just now finding out that I'm homeless on July 1st? It's because out of the long list of people that there would be to update, you are totally on the bottom. Totally. Because you showed me months ago that you don't care. You do not truly care for my well-being. Any rational person would not kick me out of their house over some damn laundry pods, over some whatever the fuck I did to you regarding the Thailand incident, which you never communicated to me. That's the thing. He said to me in the email, oh, I hope that you understand. You never gave me anything to understand. You just told me to leave your house. So when you tell me, oh, why am I just now finding out? Because you told me to leave your house. You showed me your ass. You showed me good and hell well you do not care for me. Your concern has nothing to do with me. So there you go. That's why you're finding out at 8 o'clock in the fucking evening that I have nowhere to put my shit. I responded to him and I said I never had a place to stay, so not sure why you thought that. I was actively looking, applying, and being denied from April till now. Nothing has gone according to plan, so I am in the situation I am in. I don't think it makes sense, but this is what it is. I said I have 19% and need to charge my phone. And then he sent me a screenshot where he says, hey, I wanted to see if you had a plan in place for July 1st, and did you want or need any of the dressers from the room or that desk? I said, hola, I have a place to stay, but I am still working on finding something more permanent. When I do, if the offer is still available, I would take the furniture. So a couple things. Again, I have a place to stay. I am looking for something more permanent. I told you right then. Yeah, this is about to be a long ass series, you know? Pero adiosito. Take care.